Welcome back to Unbox the Bible. Today we have 20 Bible quiz questions on the subject of the parables of Jesus, plus some bonus questions at the end for personal reflection. Are you ready? Let's go. Question 1. In the parable of the lost sheep, how many sheep did the shepherd have in total? Is that 10, 50, or 100? The answer is 100. Question 2. When the shepherd notices that one is missing, what does he do? Does he leave the 99 to find it? Or does he wait for it to return? Or does he continue grazing the flock? The answer is he leaves the 99 to find it. Question 3. In a famous parable, what did a Samaritan do for a man who was robbed and beaten? Did he help him, or rob him, or leave him? He helped him. Question 4. What did the Good Samaritan use to tend the wounded man's wounds? Was that fig leaves and vinegar, or oil and wine, or water and cloth? The answer was oil and wine. Question 5. What question from a lawyer prompted Jesus to respond with the parable of the Good Samaritan? Was that, who is my neighbour? Or, how can I obtain eternal life? Or, are you the promised one? The answer is, who is my neighbour? Question 6. In the parable of the hidden treasure, where does a man find the treasure hidden? Is that in a barn, in a cave, or in a field? He finds it in a field. Question 7. In the parable of the 10 virgins, how many of the virgins were foolish and didn't have enough oil for their lamps? Is that 1, 3, or 5? The answer is 5. Question 8. In the parable of the sower, how many different soil types are there? Is that 2, 4, or 6? There are 4 soil types. Question 9. What happened to the seeds that fell on the rocky ground? Are they choked by weeds, scorched by sun, or eaten by birds? They are scorched by sun. Question 10. What does the seed falling among thorns represent? Is that those who bear much fruit, reject God's word, or are choked by worries? The answer is that they are choked by worries. Question 11. In the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector, where do they go to pray? Do they go to the market square, or the temple, or their homes? The answer is they go to the temple. Question 12. Which character in this parable went home justified? Was that the tax collector, or the Pharisee, or neither of them? The answer is the tax collector. Question 13. In the parable of the Prodigal Son, who ran to meet the son when he returned? Was that his mother, his brother, or his father? It was the Father. Question 14. In the parable of the persistent widow, what did the widow ask of the judge? Did she ask for justice, food, or money? The answer was justice. Question 15. In the parable of the talents, who buried their talent in the ground? Was that the servant with 1 talent, the servant with 3 talents, or the servant with 5 talents? That was the servant with 1 talent. Question 16. In the parable of the rich fool, what does the rich man plan to do with his excess crops? Is that donate them to charity, or build bigger barns, or share them with the poor? The answer is build bigger barns. Luke 12 verse 18 reads, he said, "This is what I will do. I will pull down my barns, build bigger ones, and there I will store all my grain and my goods." Question 17. Which of these parables is about Christ's return? The mustard seed, the talents, or the 10 virgins? The answer is the 10 virgins. Question 18. In the parable that Jesus tells in Matthew chapter 13, what does he compare a mustard seed to? Is that the kingdom of heaven, the sowing of God's word, or faith moving mountains? The answer is the kingdom of heaven. Question 19. In the parable of the wheat and the tares, what do the wheat and tares symbolize? Is that joy and sorrow, believers and unbelievers, or wealth and poverty? The answer is believers and unbelievers. Question 20. Which of these parables teaches that God expects us to forgive others just as he has forgiven us? Is that the persistent widow, the unforgiving servant, or the Good Samaritan? That's the unforgiving servant. Here's a verse from towards the end of the parable of the unforgiving servant. Shouldn't you also have had mercy on your fellow servant, even as I had mercy on you? Here are some bonus questions for you to think about. Is it easier for you to receive forgiveness or give it? Why do you think that is? And how can you become more merciful? How did you get on? If you have any comments on today's topic, please leave them below. And there are more Bible quizzes for you to try here. Thank you for watching, and grace and peace to you all.